Alright folks, welcome to another Legacy stream. Second league of the day. Trying a couple new cards in Green White Reclaimer, preparing for this weekend's Legacy Showcase qualifier. No, it's not the qualifier, it's a Showcase challenge. Then the Showcase qualifier is the one that you qualify for, even though it's called qualifier. So it seems like you're already qualified for the qualifier. I wonder who is the one that decides the names in Wizards. Who is the crazy person who decides the name that this events get and stuff? This hand's not very good. Let's ship it. This hand is pretty good. Let's keep it. Do we want a pig? I think I want to bottom a land. It's a little bit on the greedy side of things, but it's also a land that I can go get with the pig, huh? Let's go. Drum in between games when? That's the dream. Now I thought about like having some drumming streams, but number one, I don't think anybody would watch them, and number two, I just don't really have the infrastructure to make those happen, which is unfortunate. Damn, that's some respect for the Reclaimer. Arcanist, Delverino. I think I'm gonna untap. If this were an Arcanist, I think I was insta plowing it, but since it's a Delver that I'm not sure about how much I actually care about this card just yet, I think I'm gonna let my opponent untap and maybe we plow it in upkeep. Well, that's pretty sick. So I guess we plow it now. I know there are people that stream music on Twitch. Yeah, I know it's a thing. There's even like drummers that stream like drumming on Twitch, but like it would require me to set up my drums here, which I don't think I have like enough space for. Or it would require me to like bring my entire streaming setup downstairs to where my drums are. And that's also not something I'm particularly excited about doing. So unfortunately, there are very many logistical concerns. So my opponent's playing straight up blue-red. And they don't have days, because that was definitely a pretty juicy days target right there. Land. I'm definitely blocking if my opponent attacks. Yep. If they want a 2-for-1 themselves to kill my Dryad, I'm okay with that. You got me. Land. $29 land deck, yeah, I know, right? Exclamation point friend, indeed. Land. We're slamming pig. We're gonna get dazed and it's gonna be sad, but they didn't have the daze the previous turn. Like, they definitely shown that they were willing to 2-for-1 themselves to answer the Dryad, and they didn't, so pig. Pig. Still waiting for you to get electric drums rigged up to control MTG. Ooh, yeah. We're definitely wasting here. Reasoning for that is that we want to not lose to the random true name nemesis or whatever, you know? And my opponent has seen enough. Okay, so blue-red Delver. Definitely want these, definitely want these. Definitely want the spirits. Apparition and the Rasta. Maybe we do want Sylvan's Reclamation. We don't want Primetime. We don't want the Pig. We don't want Knight of Autumn nor Tireless Tracker. Oof. And I guess on the draw I don't like Thalia, but on the play I like it a lot better. I guess libraries are not great either. What do you mean Blue Red? We just haven't seen Stoneforge and Mentor yet. Oh yeah, that's right. It's the new meta deck. It's the new meta deck. This hand's fine. Like, it's not insane or anything, but it seems like a fine hand to keep. We're definitely wasting here. Everybody always thinks that it's so weird that I like wasting my opponents on the draw after they have a Delver in play, but I should have played my land first though. Wow, we're getting a force? We're getting a force for our Once Upon a Time. I spent 0 mana on a card that my opponent 2-for-1 themselves for. That's kind of insane. No land. Love to see it. So we should win this race, as is, because my opponent can't cast lightning bolts. They could play their own bolts though. So I think we're just gonna get him. As long as I don't fetch here, we should be good. Classic Delver. Classic Delver. You love to see it. You love to see it. It's insane how many trophies Tom has. Pokimoki has 32. It's insane. Newton has 14. Nice. Yeah, tell me more about how you only play 18 lands, opponent. I wanna learn more about how you only play 18 lands. What do they play? They play Depths. Almost exclusively. Some form of Depths. They have been on a tear with the Rainbow Depths deck. Your Monkas that we might lose the race. We just can't, right? Like, it just doesn't add up because we're developing our board and they are not. And we also have catch-up mechanisms while they don't. Like, if we draw a Plow, we just win. If we draw Apparition, we just win. If we draw Zenith, we just go find Knight of Autumn. That's not true. We actually cut Knight of Autumn. How do we like this hand? It's super slow. We're on the draw. Yeah, I guess we just ship it. This is better, but it's also quite bad. There are some matchups against which this hand is great, but if we're paired against no, we're probably gonna lose. So the only thing that we don't want to see is turn 1 basic land into Astrolabe. Okay, that could have been bad, but it wasn't as bad. I'm gonna plow right now because it stops their clock, and if they Arcanist, then we have Apparition for that. And it looks like they're gonna Arcanist. Young PC. Yeah. So this is, of course, this is just terrible, right? Like we naturally drew a roof in a matchup where it is 100% irrelevant. Like this is just all sorts of nonsense right here. We are in very bad shape. We're in very, very bad shape. I don't think we can really afford to play around Wasteland, so we're not going to play around Days, sorry. So we're just gonna get owned by my opponent's Days here. But we need to answer these young PCs, and we just drew lands. I would not be surprised if my opponent even forces here. Forcing this Apparition doesn't seem crazy to me because that puts so much pressure. That's 2 more elemental tokens. And they get to untap with double young PC, so Days is obviously worst case scenario, but yeah, we do see the force. Ethereal Forager has been exiled. Okay, so it's that version of the deck. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Yeah. And is there any way that I can win this? We take 8 here. Yeah, there's only 1 Dryad. No. Okay, so we needed to draw exactly Dryad into primetime. That was the only way for us to win, but that wasn't in the cards, so... we're gonna go with our very, very well-known sideboarding at this point. On the play, I like Thalia. On the draw, I like... I guess on the draw, I think I like Library better. No, I don't like Knuckle against this kind of matchup because it's a land that doesn't tap for mana. Maybe because they're playing Pyro... Yeah, I guess that they're playing Pyromancer, so... I could see Knuckle coming in. Maybe over the waist. Yeah, but Mentor is just like, by the time Mentor comes down, it's just so much slower. Like, Mentor takes a long time to get going. Young PC doesn't, you know? Young PC just comes down on turn 2 and starts spitting out stuff. Mentor, you have to wait. Like, they need to hit all of the lands, you know? It's a lot slower. There's the days. Good old Delver that doesn't flip. Okay, second Delver makes me a little bit more scared about this. I think I'm gonna plow right now. Plays into Force of Negation, but it plays around Spell Pierce. Not sure whether they have Spell Pierce or not, but they could have. So they're gonna flip this Delver. They're gonna flip this Delver. So we just have to hope that they don't also have a Lightning Bolt. Don't tap for red. Okay. Damn. Brutal. That's very rough. I just needed to draw anything that did anything. I think this Delver is 100% to flip because my opponent, they're going to be looking at the last card that they put back with Brainstorm. So this Delver is going to flip, so I'm not going to get to block. So I might as well just get 3 points of damage in. That's gross. Force of Negation is 100% to be played. That's just not true, right? Because they might side it out. I guess that Ooze can't win anymore now, huh? Because we just can't keep up with this double Delver draw. Actually, triple Delver draw. We did answer one of the Delvers. Force is a stock selection. Delver, Pierce is not. Yeah, but I'm talking about likelihood of my opponent having the card right against me right now, right? Like I'm playing the match that I'm playing. I'm not. Like I don't know my opponent's list 100%. I just don't. So I'm trying to play around the stuff that my opponent could have right here, or that I think it's more likely for them to have. Also, I'd rather get a 2-for-1 than get a nothing for 1, right? A 1-for-1, I mean. When my opponent's playing a Young Pyromancer deck. I think it's weird to say it's more likely for them to have Pierce than 4. You think so? You think that it's more likely for them to have 4s in a matchup that it's kind of very, very much about like cards and like what your cards do? These hands had been so bad. Like, these are some seriously bad hands that we've been drawing here. It's pretty brutal. I guess I should have led on Savannah here instead of leading on basic, because if my opponent wastes me, like, I'm actually happy about that. The Infect guy, is my opponent Infect? Yeah, I don't understand the main phase fetch, actually. Doesn't make too much sense to me. Doesn't make too much sense to me, but... My opponent pitched the Daze, right? That's why I played my Wasteland first, because I'm playing around, I don't know, some nonsense. Is my opponent just trying to get me to use this Wastelands? Because I'm going to. Oh, they could have Crop Rot. It's not that likely for them to have Crop Rot. We might get owned, but it's not that likely for them to have Crop Rotation, actually. We're gonna see what they do. We might need to go get another wasteland here. Listener elf. Doesn't bother me. Just gonna get flagstones. I'm gonna be blocking your Glistener Elf. That part I can guarantee. So they would need to have like force or a way to answer my Inkmoth, to answer my Sword Splasher, sorry. 3 mana is Hanoko, okay. So I guess we get a Savannah, I guess Temple Garden. Temple Garden and Wasteland? Yep. Helped. I think I'm gonna plow this Glistener Elf here. Actually, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. But I'm gonna Apparition the Oko. We're just gonna play green-white control here. Then I'm gonna scene it for Ramen Up Excavator. Oh, okay. So I guess we're gonna have to plow here. Do I play around days? I think I do. I think I do play around days. Scavenginess, Dryad, or Forest? Let's get a Savannah. Let's plow right now. So if they want to use like Vines of Vasu, that means that they don't get the extra value. Yep. That's cool. So I guess we do go get Reclaimer. And we have to start putting on pressure. They have 1 card in hand, now they have 2, so we could be dead here. If my opponent draws the nuts, we could actually just be dead. Oh, they just have it? Okay. Yep, they just had it. Okay, so there was literally nothing that we could have done. My opponent just had the perfect set of cards. Literally nothing that could have been done. Sucks. Definitely one Wasteland, definitely one Knuckle, one the extra removal. I think that actually Deafening Silence / Canonist are pretty solid in this kind of matchup. This can go. Tracker can go. Knight of Autumn can go. This can go. This can obviously go. Ujugi Box sucks. Force is interesting. I think I like Force better than Scavenging Ooze. Oh, they show me Yoko. You're right. You're right. You're 100% right. I definitely want the extra Apparition. I guess I don't want Raminap, though it is possible for us to play a game where where wastelanding them out of the game is a possibility. Our status which we is relevant. Yeah, but it's not relevant enough. It's a 4-mana card, right? Yeah, I'm thinking that I kind of want the second Sylvan library. This hand loses to many things, unfortunately, so we have to ship it. This hand is okay, though not particularly incredible. Reclaimer would be great here. Nice. I don't think they have Wasteland. Maybe I should be just playing dual here. It's probably fine. Yeah, I think I'd rather just Thalia here. Slow my opponent down. Feel free to fetch Dried Arbor. Once upon a time was League in Modern at some point. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I guess that it's possible. It's possible that I should have actually just activated Reclaimer this turn. Yo, Spike with the huge, massive raid. Thank you so much, Spike. Welcome everybody from Spike's stream. We're playing some Green-White Reclaimer in Legacy. And we just lost game 1 against Infect. There's no way they can kill me here, right? Double Invigorate, and I would be the saddest human being in the world. There's no way they have Double Invigorate. That's just not a thing. It's just not a thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Another Blighted Agent. Okay. So this is when Thalia does some stuff on some things, right? So what we're gonna get to do here is we're gonna get our engine going, which is nice. And if my opponent attempts to go for something that's a little bit silly, we can hopefully blow them out with this plow. But this is why Reclaimer is so sick. And this is why I'm kind of obsessed with this card in literally every format that I can play it in. No blocks. What you got? That's it? All right. Can work with this. I can work with this. It's really an unhealthy obsession. Yeah, it's becoming a little bit problematic, I'm not gonna lie. Vintage Reclaimer when? I mean, if I knew anything about the vintage format, I would 100% be trying to break Reclaimer. You know that. So drawing any land would be great. That is probably, if not the best, one of the best lands that I could have drawn there. So that helps. Actually, I made a slight misstep there. I was supposed to... Oh, no, never mind. I didn't. I am great. Never made a mistake. Never in my entire life have I made a mistake. Just never. Literally never in my life. So they let that resolve? So I guess that means that we can go for lethal? Yeah, we still have lethal, but I don't know if my opponent has an answer to the Dryad. That's why I think that I was supposed to do this before. So what we can do here is we can force the action. So it forces my opponent to tap out. Kill the other one too, yeah. Briblack, thank you for the follow. So now what we do is we sack this, whatever. Get Vesuva, Valak it, target them twice, see what they do. Whatever they do, in response we fetch. If they do something else, we still have Swords to Plowshares. Alright. I can imagine them playing a removal that isn't dismember. Yeah, a lot of lists splash for swords. And also, like, they could have had Force of Vigor, they could have had, like, Wilt, Nature's Flame. Like, there's so many answers to Dryad specifically because it's an enchantment. Not so keen on Library on the draw. It's probably still better than everything else that I'm doing here. So I guess we're gonna keep it in. Will be 5 hit of them? Maybe. But it's not like entirely crazy, right? Man, I just cannot believe how often I manage to have this stupid Dryad Ivory in my opening hand. And the worst part about this is the fact that like my hands are always functional. So I cannot, if this was a mull to 6, I would definitely keep this hand. So that makes things even worse because I can't just say, oh yeah, sure, whatever. I will just ship it because like my hand is actually good. Like it's actually functional. So it's the worst case scenario where I can't send it for Arbor, but I also all bad. It's just all bad. Okay, what are we doing here? We're definitely playing Reclaimer because that was a sick draw. But what are we gonna be doing on turn 2? I guess I want a Canonist. Is Canonist better than the other ones? It's definitely better than Ramming Up and it's definitely better than the lands. But I'm not 100% sure that Canonist is better than the Apparition. I think I'm actually going to get the Apparition. The reason for that is I think I'm going to be Zenithing for... I'm going to be Zenithing for a Reclaimer on 2, so... Wait, can we pitch Dryad Arbor to the Force of Vigor? I think we can, right? No Pendelhaven is good for us, because Pendelhaven would have been hella awkward. Damn it, they always have the Blight Agent. So unless we draw Plow, I'm not in good shape. We're not in great shape here. So I think I just have to Wasteland and hope that they just don't have other stuff. Yeah, drawing it like this would have been the perfect turn to Zenith for Arbor, but I just can't. So that's very, very unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. Pines on 3K, think of the follow. Okay, we're dead now. That really sucks, man. That really sucks. We're so good at naturally drawing my stupid Dryad. So good. So good at drawing the stupid Dryad. Hello there. Hello there. So I guess I'm gonna let them untap. So I force them to use the mana on their turn. She changed the photo picture. Simic Growth isn't with us anymore. That's just not true. Simic Growth is in our hearts forever. It's like the easiest block in my entire life. Berserk. Are we doing this? Okay. Okay. I accept the terms and conditions that are being presented right here. Okay, I don't accept anymore. I don't think I accept anymore. God damn it. So we can force my opponent to plus. So I think what we do is we just Zenith for Reclaimer, which my opponent kind of is going to be forced to plus in the Yoko on. And then we play Canonist just because I need bodies in play. And if they daze this, that's kind of whatever. But now if they plus the Yoko on the Reclaimer, that means that we get to kill the Yoko. And if they plus on the food, I think that we force in response. Is it crazy to want to force this? I have 3 apparitions, yeah. But Green Sun Zenith only gets green creatures. I think we just... I think we have to. Yeah, I think we have to here. Sylvan Library. Yeah, but I mean, they get the library, but we get to answer the Oko, right? So we also get our engine online. So Canonist, Oko, attack, Oko, attack, Oko. And if they're playing one spell a turn, I think I'm fine with this. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know. It might be a 2-day deck, it might be a 4-day deck. I don't think it really makes a difference. Like, we couldn't really play around days this game, right? Maybe it's a 3-day deck. Oh, you would know, Doom. Damn. They paid all the life. They paid all the life and then played a Noble Hierarch for the turn. Which is mighty interesting. Because the Arbor is kind of beating down, so... So anything that I could find here... I guess I could find a land. So I guess that finding a land is a reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because that would enable field. So that's a reason for doing this right now. Sure. So we're gonna get... Oh, baby. Yeah, I think we just have to get the forest. All the recent lists are on 4 days. Good to know. Good to know. Definitely something to be aware of. To be fair, like Days Infect is not the most popular deck ever in Legacy, right? Like it's an okay deck that, you know, has its adepts, but no attacks. What's the point of attacking? Like, my opponent as is, they cannot cast all of their pump spells. So if I attack with a non-lethal attack, I am enabling my opponent to like answer my apparition, which gives them another 2/2 that now they can start attacking me with. It's just net negative for me to attack there. But here we start triggering field. This is the reason why I got the land over the Dryad last turn, right? Guess I care about making another 2/2 here. That is probably the best draw in the deck right there. So we're just gonna serve. Now that we drew this, I think it's time for us to serve with the zombies. Net negative. Love me using some accounting skills. You know it. Because like right now we're just accruing value turn after turn. But my opponent is not, right? Like, they have a library going, but like this canonist means that they simply cannot win. Like, they need to find an answer to the canonist, or we're not even playing a game. And they have to find it right now. It's not like they can. like draw into it. Yeah, Inkmoth is fine. Like there's my own board Wasteland too, which means that my opponent really can't do anything about it. Sure, you got Noble Hierarch attack. Go nuts. What are you gonna do? Swing for 2? Invigorate. Flagstones of Trocare. Get me some Sambo. Get you some Wasteland. I guess I should have gained a life, right? Just good value. And now that we have lethal, we just do this right now. And they can't even block and pump. They are just dead. Got him! Fog. Gracias. All right. Expertly navigated game. Masterfully navigated. No mistakes made. Got the W. Easy. This deck is just so much fun, it isn't even fair. Like, I just have insane amounts of fun with this deck. Unfair amounts of fun with this deck. Look at this hand. Look at this hand. Look at this hand. It's just perfect. Perfect hand. Turn 1, we go get our Dryad Arbor. Turn 2, we can play our Sylvan Lavery and Wasteland my opponent. We can scene it for a dude. Remember when I was saying that we could scene it for... Yes! Yes! The dream! We're just living the dream out here. We're just living the dream. That's what I was gonna scene it for, but it's just so much better when you just naturally draw it. Just naturally draw it, you know? So much better. Hey Thalia, how's it going? My opponent says perfect turn, LOL. I'm like, yep, it wasn't bad. Tell you that much. I think I'm in a library here. I could get Reclaimer going, but I think that now that I have Dryad and I have Titan, I want to make sure that I can pay 8 from this library and just make hit all my land drops next turn. Wow. Man. Effectively a turn 2 kill. Effectively a turn 2 kill. Anyway, so I think that we're playing against Post. Or something like that. So Force is going to be sick. Apparition is going to be sick. Probably Reclamation is going to be sick. And Canonist is going to be terrible. So we're not going to look that way. I am playing Neobrand, yeah. Exactly. Does the pig do anything? Probably not. I don't love Primetime, but I think that we have to keep it because if my opponent gets to do their thing, Primetime it's what might enable me to go over the top of what they're doing. This is the time where I mute the stream and you get to see me eat, but you don't hear me eat. What's up, Arbiter? What's up, Arbiter? So this hand is a wasteland. But if my opponent goes turn 1 Chalice, we lose. We probably straight up just lose. I'm a coward. I'm sorry, chat. I'm a coward. Wait, didn't I catch Scavenging News? Man, my deck is not very good against my opponents. Damn, they're playing Eldrazi Temple? Am I supposed to waste that? I guess I am. Probably think I'm Maverick. Maybe. Reclaimer. Never lucky. Do you have another soul land? They do have another soul land. Okay, that one we can beat, I think. I think we can beat the turn 3 Matter Reshaper. Yes. 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 Legacy Reclaimer confirmed, better than Legacy Eldrazi. Peter Cernic with the Prime Salva coming back for the 2nd month. Just saying, LOL. Yep, we agree. LOL indeed. That was fun. That was fun. We wastelanded my opponent. They played a Matter Reshaper on turn 3. We play a Dryad and a Reclaimer, and they scoop the game. Not an early concession, by the way. Not at all an early concession. Matchup in Modern is a blow, so it makes sense for it to be that way in Legacy. Yeah, also in Legacy, like, Wasteland is a card, right? So... basically just be Modern's tier 0 deck with a Modern tier 1 deck. Yeah, I don't know if I would call Eldrazi tier 0. I'm more like tier 2 or 3 right now. It's not in the best shape it's ever been. If I want to make this deck in paper, is the Tabernacle crucial? No. However, the whole reason why Tabernacle is so stupid expensive is not only the scarcity, but also the fact that it's such a unique effect that it's just simply not replaceable. Now, the decks that I like Tabernacle for are Dredge, Hogak, and any kind of like fast creature deck like that. Great against elves as well. So it's also good against Empty the Warrens tokens. I'm still testing it against Young Pyromancer tokens. I don't think it's good against Mentor tokens, but it's probably good against Young Pyromancer tokens. Usually because Mentor decks play more lands than Young Pyromancer decks. So... you basically just are going to have to choose what you want to use that slot for. Like, do you want to use that slot for, like, making sure that you have a better Elves matchup? Do you want to make sure that you have a better TES matchup? You know, that kind of stuff. What deck is playing empty? TES. Most of the Tabernacle exists. That's true. And we actually talked about the very, very curious situation that Tabernacle says destroy this creature unless you pay 1, while Magus of the Tabernacle actually says sacrifice, which is funny. So Magus of the Tabernacle sacrifices, while Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale, if I were able to zoom this in, which I can't, but you would get to see it. This hand is a mulligan though. This hand is a keep. Opponent moves to 5, which makes me very, very scary about what they could do here. I think we're gonna bottom the Titan. I think splashing a 3rd color is completely out of the question. I don't think it is. In fact, this past weekend, nice. I think I'm gonna Zenith though. My opponent went basic Swamp Go. So I think I'm gonna Zenith. And next turn I'm gonna Dryad plus Wasteland or Dryad plus Reclaimer. But I feel like I want to get ahead of my opponent. Can hold Q to zoom in on a card. Does this work over here as well? It doesn't work when I'm on the deck editor and stuff. It does work on here. Okay, so I think what we do is we Thalia, and then I just Wasteland them. I guess I Wasteland them on upkeep, because they could be playing some form of crop rotation deck. Still no idea what my opponent is doing over there. Nurturing Peatland. I am assuming Black-Green Depths. But there's really no way for me to know that. All that I know is that there's no way that I can die here. So I think I'm just going to Dryad plus Reclaimer on this turn. The Lynch Chalice deck, yeah. It's basically green-white Reclaimer, but just splashing red and then going up to 80 cards for Yorion. So they moved away from empty because of Echo, and Wishclaw definitely went for empty lines more often back then. Yeah, it's possible. Oh. Oh, please, no. Don't deluge me, bro. Oh, that one's fine, yeah. That one's cool. They should probably go after my Dryad here. They go after Liliana. Black-Green Pox. I actually played against Pox 2 weeks ago. If they plus Lily on Dried Ivory, I'm just sacking it to Elvish Reclaimer. Ooh, can you imagine if my opponent Opposition Agents me here? We might just lose. We probably can't beat Opposition Agent. Honestly, it wasn't on my radar at all, so... Box must be a buy for a Flaxel deck. It felt like it, yeah. I also play like a Tireless Tracker, and my opponent just... Their cards just didn't matter anymore. Hurricane has become 3/4, so even if they have double engineer, it doesn't matter. Just Legacy Black-Green Rock. I doubt that a black-green rock deck would play Dark Ritual. They name Dryad. Assassin's Trophy. Seems like a fine exchange. Yeah, push? No push. Alright, so I guess that would win. Uh-huh. 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 So, pig, you say, huh? Pig, you say. I'm considering whether I want to sack the Flagstones right now, because the reality is that I'm going to get Valakut here, and I'm going to kill the Engineer. And the Valakut, the Flagstone just kind of doesn't achieve anything at all. So I think I'm just going to sack the Savannah to get the Valakut. And I'd rather save this up for the turn where where we had Field of the Dead. And now my opponent, they have to answer this, and they can't use a Toxic Deluge. And if we get to untap with the Yasharn, even if they kill my Reclaimer, we get to Caracas, bounce the Yasharn, and replay it to just to fetch for a basic forest. It's pretty sick. You have enough white sources. Yeah, I'm more interested about having lands with different names, and I'm thinking about which lands are still in my deck, right? So I'm trying to figure out both, and I have a second Savannah in my deck, and I can get that Savannah with this Flagstone, so that's what made me choose to actually sacrifice the Savannah there to get my value. It works at multiple levels, as you can see. So I don't think I want Path. Not sure whether I want Bog. Collector Roof seems bad. Thalia seems... Honestly, Thalia seems pretty bad too. Like, it gets killed by both Eliana and Plague Engineer. Same thing with Spirit, so probably don't want to go that way. Maybe Force is okay. They didn't seem to have many... They didn't seem to have many... like, artifact mana. Guess I'm going with Erasta instead. I'm keeping the Blouse, but I don't think I want to add the Path to Exile. If I do see Opposition Agent, then I'm probably going to add more removal. Yes, we're keeping this. Just look at this hand, chat. I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. Would you look at this? Would you look at this? 90% sure they're an opposition agent with Ritual. Okay, now I feel silly. Playing around opposition agent here. Well, fuck. Well, we can't beat that. Tell you that much. Turn 1 Trinisphere into turn 2 Karn the Great Creator. I guess the only possible way... This actually gives us a route to victory. So the only possible way that we can win this game is we have to wasteland their ancient tomb, and they don't have another land, and it's 3 turns go by where they can't find the land. That's the only way that we can win this game. And they do have it, okay. So we're gonna concede. Because otherwise the liquid metal coating just keeps up with my stuff, right? Okay, so I sideboarded terribly. And I do want the extra wasteland. I don't want the Bojuki Bog. Still didn't see a position agent, but now I'm a lot more into the Thalia. And I still don't think I want Path to Exile. Like Yasharn doesn't excite me anymore. Parisian's great, Red's fine. Excavator's excellent. Scavengers can probably go. Sure. They can plus Karn on 3-ball attack to cast 2 drops. That is a sick line, Orim, actually. I hadn't considered that line, but that's kind of insane actually. I love it. So they could have Wasteland. They could have Wasteland. I think I should Misty on 1. I think I should Misty for a basic forest. Because it allows my Reclaimer to be a 3/4 on turn 2. And then I'm going to be sacking the basic forest to this Reclaimer activation. Splug play Wasteland. I don't know, I have not seen a plug list in probably over a year at this point. Okay. That is perfectly fine. Playing around opposition agent here, and I'm very, very interested in making Reclaimer into a 3/4, so my opponent cannot like go Ancient Tomb into the dude. So otherwise, if my Reclaimer wasn't a 3/4, my opponent could have actually killed it with the other guy. What's the name of the guy, chat? You know the guy that I'm talking about. Oh, that's their play? Oh yeah, we win. We win. I mean, to be fair, I think we're supposed to pass. We can activate Plow if we need to. Plague Engineer. Skyclave the Diamond. I don't think that we need to do that, and my opponent could play a Karn here, and I get a lot more value from Skyclaving the Karn, I think. And here we play around opposition agent beautifully, because we drew our Plow. But they don't have it. Swift and... yeah, this is not the best timing. Do I play my own dude to deny them a 2/3? No, I don't. I definitely not. I definitely don't. So we're gonna get Valakut here. And now we're going to... we could Dryad into Once Upon a Time. Or we can track her into Fetch. I think I'd rather into Once Upon a Time for land. Whiffski. Whiffski! But Raminap should lock it up next turn. It's almost like they were playing a completely different deck game 2 that it was actually able to win games. It kind of feels like it, right? Feels like they are playing something completely different now. So 1, 2, 3. Here's my Raminap. I don't think that they can beat this. So they trophy my Dryad. Alright, we're good here. Woke up 20 minutes ago and the coffee hasn't arrived yet. Brutal. Gotta have that coffee. Gotta have that C-O-F-F-E-E. Oh yeah. Whew. Woof. Man, my opponent's going nuts over there. Absolutely insane. One, two, three. Kill this. We bring Liliana down to 1. I guess we can just do this. So 1, 2, cycle. 1, 2, cycle. Lily down. What experience is ordering coffee? Oh yes! Turn 6 Trinisphere. How can I ever beat this? How can I ever beat this? Pay X, you must pay at least 3 mana to cast this spell. X is currently 3, 4 paid so far. Click adjust to reduce the value of X without reducing mana spent to pay. Damn, that is a lot of text right there. But this worked out. This worked out just fine. Good job, Moto. Good job, Moto. Good job. Both teams fought hard. Combat step? Who even needs a combat step? Pfft. Who even needs a combat step? GG's opponent. 4-1, so that brings we 3-2 the first league, we 4-1 the second one. We have yet to cast Sevin's Reclamation. We have been bringing in a lot. So at least there's that. So like it feels like it's doing more stuff than Failure Retreat was doing before. I don't know if that's a telling thing or whatever, but it feels kind of cool. Canonist, very much not sold on. We should have locked them out of the game with their own Trinisphere. Yeah, definitely a lot higher EV than just killing them for sure. Severe Reclamation is very powerful value as well. Yeah, I was kind of impressed with it when I saw it in Lynn Chalice's stream. So that's what made me want to try it out. This was in one of my earlier versions of this deck, but then it got cut, and I don't remember why. But yeah, so the copy gets created if the spell resolves, right? It's not that if you flash it back, you get 2 spells. Why don't we run Yorion? Because, I mean, are you interested in making your Reclaimer Flagstones combo a lot less likely by playing 80 cards instead of 60? For getting the only value that you get from it is an 8 mana 4/5 flyer. Is an 8 mana 4/5 flyer worth it in Legacy? You're not getting blink value. Get that out of your mind, because like this is all the blink value that you're getting. That's it. Like this deck is not meant to play Yorion. So if you think that's good value, sweet, go ahead. I don't think it's good value, so I don't do it. It's pretty much the way that I see it. I'd rather make sure that I make my once upon a times, my Reclaimers and my Flagstones a lot better by just playing 60 cards instead of 80. What do you think is better for MTG app, mobile app, or mobile friendly website? I don't know. Like if it's an app that doesn't take up too much space. I had a couple of MTG apps, and one of them was one to build decks and stuff, which was fine. But then one day I realized that it was taking up like 800 megabytes from my phone capacity. I'm like, why? This is just not worth it. So I just deleted it. All the legacy streamers trying to get me to make my deck worse. Yeah, exactly. Everybody just wants me to downgrade my deck. 800 megabytes, what for? I have no idea. I had like a bunch of decks, and then I started deleting decks, and the data would not disappear. So I just had to like delete the whole thing. Winning is boring. Yeah, for sure. We have a lot of people today, so usually I would be cutting it out by now, but I think I have it in me to play one more league, so I think we're gonna try that. We're gonna go for the 3-leaguer today. So we'll be back. We're gonna probably just run the same list again. I just kind of want to try out the Reclamation and the Canonist Silence split. So we're gonna try it back again. We're gonna take a short break though. I'm gonna finish eating my food because that is getting cold right now, and then I'm gonna come back and we're going to play another league. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.